Welcome back to another quick tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple AI podcast with pets in this example. Because for the last couple of days I've been uploading cat podcasts to my X timeline and some people ask me how to do this. I'm going to show you exactly how I made this. So first let's take a look at this clip I made and then I'm going to show you step by step how I made this.
Welcome to another episode of the Dogcast.
The what?
The Dogcast. We are dogs, ain't we?
I'm not a dog.
Of course you are.
Have you ever seen a dog speak?
That's just computer effects. You are a dog. I can prove it.
Yeah, I think this came out really nice. I like it a lot. So yeah, let's go into how I made this. There's basically two ways of doing this. There's the easy way, which I'm going to show you first. And then there's a more advanced way that we're going to talk about in the end that gives you a little more control. So as you can see here, I used Seedream 2.0 to make this video, which is what I would recommend. Maybe MiniMax H3 as well. So those two are really the most advanced models we have right now. And they're especially good at handling scenes with multiple cuts and long scripts like that, right? So MiniMax H3 or Seedream 2.0 or even the newer one 2.5 would be perfect for this kind of task. Now, Seedream is basically everywhere these days. You can use it directly from the source, from Dreamia, from CapCut. You can use it through tools like Runway or Higgsfield. Or what I like to use is Magnifique. Because Magnifique has a really nice, simple interface and gives you access to all of the video models that are on the market basically. It gives you access to all of the image models that are on the market. And it is a really, it is my favorite way to do this. Really nice interface. I would recommend it personally. But again, what I'm going to show you now, you can do basically over all of these other interfaces. It works exactly the same. And again, I'm going to show you the easy way first. So what I did first was generate a couple of images for the dogs, right? Very simple prompt, a Rottweiler and a dachshund host a podcast. No further description. Like if I would do this for myself, I might describe it a little further, but just for the purpose of this video, if you just have a simple prompt like that, right, the image model will give you a random assortment of different images. And then I just picked one, like this one, right? I made this one with Seedream 5. Other image models are exactly up to the task as well. You can use Grok, you can use Nano Banana or all the others, right? I just happen to like Seedream here. So I picked this image, which is basically what you just saw in the video. I downloaded it to the desktop and then I uploaded it again into the video maker, right here. Now, these new frontier models like Seedream and MiniMax have a little bit of a different way of doing things now. So in the past, what you would do is you would probably just drag it here into the start image frame, right? And then the video generator would start generating the video directly from your first image, right? But Seedream and MiniMax do it a little differently now. You have this add media thing here, and you can put all sorts of media in that. Images, sound files, videos, and use them as a reference. Now, this is what we're going to use for the more advanced method later, but in this case, we just have one image really, right? So I just put this one image in here and have a very simple prompt. You can look at it here. It simply starts like that. The two dogs are hosting a podcast. The Rottweiler has a deep male voice, while the dachshund has a higher pitched, younger male voice. They're having a dialogue. And then it's simply the dialogue, right? Rottweiler, welcome to the episode of the Dogcast. Dachshund, the what, and so forth. In the end, I have the instructions of the Rottweiler throwing the tennis ball, right? I put this in brackets here. It is not 100% necessary, but, I think also Seedream recently released a document where they talk about their preferred syntax for these kind of things, how you should mark dialogue and instructions and all of that. But it's not really necessary because your script is read by an LMM, by a large language model, and it understands the context, right? I just put the brackets here so it understands, okay, this is where the dialogue ends and these are instructions, and this will work just fine. Now, this is something to keep in mind. This is a very simple script here, right? I didn't define any camera movements or emotions or gestures or anything like that. Now I could do that. You can micromanage that. You can say exactly, first scene starts with a close-up on the Rottweiler saying this with that expression. Then a cut to the dachshund with this expression saying this. Then a wide angle cut and so forth. So you can completely micromanage it and write it down like basically a director's script, right? But the thing is, these models, especially Seedance and MiniMax, are so smart that if you don't do that, they will come up with that on their own, right? You saw it in the video. It made cuts appropriately, right? It made the right expressions appropriately because you have a large language model reading your script and then it basically decides what it thinks is appropriate and writes its own script, right? And as we've seen,
Welcome to another episode of the Dogcast.
The what?
The Dogcast. We are dogs, ain't we?
you see the
I'm not a
cuts here?
dog.
Of course you are.
Have you ever seen a dog speak?
That's just computer effects. You are a dog. I can prove it.
You see his expression here, right? I didn't write that. I could have written that, and it would have done exactly that. But again, the AI understands what I want and does it itself, right? Now I have made 2 attempts here. You know, if you don't specify it, it will just come up with what it thinks is right. So sometimes you have to try a little bit, or again, you write a more specific prompt. But this is basically all that's needed for the easy method, and you're done. Now, the more advanced method works basically the same. It is just a little bit more complicated, right? Now, in this example, we just made this one picture here and made everything from that. But let's say you want to make a recurring show out of this, and you want to have the characters in different locations and in different circumstances. You might not want to do it like that. In that case, you would generate a picture of the Rottweiler just by itself and a picture of the dachshund just by itself, right? Then you generate a picture of the location of the podcast studio and you drop them all in here in the Add Media box, right? And then you can reference them here. For example, if I make the add sign, I can reference image 1, which is the one we uploaded, right? Now assume I would have put multiple medias in there. Now I can all reference them with the add sign, right? So a prompt like that, for example, I could put the Rottweiler in there, the dachshund, the location, and maybe an audio file with distinct voices that I want them to have. And then I basically say, this character at the image uses this voice file at the voice file as a reference for its voice. I literally say it like that, right? And they're both sitting in at this location. And then I go on with my dialogue, right? It's a little bit more complicated, but if you do it like that, then next time you can make them sit in another location, for example, right? And you get consistent characters and all of that. I think you can figure this out for yourself, but these new models are really nice like that. You just drop all the media you have in there. You can also drop another video in there and tell it to continue from that point, right? Let's say, for example, even with the easy method here, we just got a 15-second video here, right? But if you wanted to have a longer podcast, all you would do is you split your dialogue, right? Make another video and then cut them together. You have multiple cuts in this video already, right? So nobody will notice that. Yeah, I hope this could help you make your own pet podcast. If you do something like that, please let me know. I want to look at it. This is Alex Utopia, signing off.